Alright, hello everybody, this is Demon, coming back for another round of Final Fantasy XIV. Hopefully, there was enough time for the damn thing to capture my character. If not, things don't work out the way they do, and I'm still irritated nonetheless. So, from your guys' perspective, we finally start, actually no, wait a minute. I'm trying to think, wait a minute. No, I think we ended the last episode. Oh yes, that's right, we completed the... Which one was that? It was the Grim... Which one was that? Dungeons. Oh, the Gilmil Dark. Yes, that's the one we finished. We finished that dungeon, and unfortunately we experienced another terrifying thing with that voice that was calling for us. And unfortunately we stayed, but we lost Alize as a result. So she is now captured with the rest of our friends. And unfortunately we are stuck here alone to fight and try to beat the Empire. So, am I right? I think we talked to Rob on last time, but I repeat what he said. You're good here? Good. I send you to discuss strategy, but first I would apprise you of the Garlean movements. And oh yeah, that's right. This was starting to do the warnings that you're going to go through a bunch of cutscenes. Also, from what last time it happened, I did have 30 minutes, so you guys are getting this as a separate episode, and I'm pretty much going to play this until I feel like I'm done with Part 4. I don't know how much of this is needed to finish Part 4, but I'm going to go all out on it right now.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly. As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald.
Good.
In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east!
Oh no.
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos.
Damn it.
Lord Heian and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line. Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight?
Hell yeah, as long as you leave the ass into me, you need only say the word.
Much obliged. Given the choice, I'd take you over 100 soldiers.
Oh, thanks for the compliment. Oh no, not this again.
Why won't they open? Please. I bid you open.
Could you quit for 5 minutes?
What's wrong? Is it the voice again?
Yes, it's being a dick.
Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this?
Somebody's gotta do it.
May Ralga grant us strength.
Swear to God, I'm gonna kick Jesus' ass when I see him.
Give him hell, lass. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
You gotta hate it when Jesus talks to you sometimes. He just sits there and goes, hey, I'll go whoop your ass if you don't cope beneath goddamn gates. Stop believing in me. And I just go, no, bad Jesus. Very bad Jesus. Don't make me get fucking, There I am dropping an F-bomb. I love it. I was thinking of South Park with, the bunnies. Get Peter, St. Peter the Rabbit. Yeah, that's my true god. Peter Rabbit. Snowball. Oh yeah, that's right. That damn thing's named Snowball. I love it. Well, you can tell you the guess who we're playing this time around. I wish we got to play as Lise, but you know what? I accept who we get to play as. I like him. Yes, I already know I play as him. I know many things. We gotta hold out until the Warrior of Light arrives. So if I remember right, we gotta heal ability. That's 100. Yeah.
Ready?
Basically keep using these attacks until you run out. There's one of them that I remember. And that's the bad one. Yeah, most of these attacks are pretty mediocre at best. You don't really do too much. You're not designed to really fight for very long in this. Like, you're designed to fight, but not for an extended period. Because I kind of get the reasoning behind it for Square Enix. It's kind of like, oh, you play until your character can arrive. Yay, the fight pulled off. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, it's kind of funny. At least in my opinion.
This one's for you, Ida.
Recuperation. Now, I think we did lose a few people in the fight, yeah. A few of the regular soldiers got their asses kicked, but us, Yugiri, and Reese are all fighting still. Although I do kind of like the idea of letting us as players do this. It's kind of neat. Because it's like, you get to play as the other characters, so it's still kind of cool. Ah, I got out of that bitch. It gives you a chance to like play as somebody else and get a feel for like what the class can be like. Because originally I actually did want to play as a samurai. I thought it'd be really cool and a lot of fun. But after seeing this fight stuff, I don't know if I would like this. It just doesn't seem like it'd be that fun. Oh god damn it, do that again. Dickhead. Gary, I swear to god. Actually, no, it'd be Reese. Yeah. I think this knocks one other person out. No, we're still in the fight. Because it's not exactly the most powerful form of Xenos. The most powerful form is him actually controlling himself. Littlebus doesn't know how to fully use his body. What do you do, bitch? You gotta knock me back. I still got the ability of being Jeebus. Oh no! The hands got captured. Look upon Amino Hakabari and know the depths of your folly.
Here it comes.
God damn it, Lise.
The weave of a shinobi's power. The art of my forebears.
Gotta save leaves. Stupid bitch. Oh yeah. Stay in healing distance. Use this real quick. Get some of our health back. Recuperation. Get a little bit more health back. Oh, not this again. You're such a dick. Going over here. Oh good, I'm letting the dead people die more. Oh, that's just dead. But I will say this much, once I finish with this bit, I am definitely playing some more leveling stuff with Viewfinder. I actually really just wanted to finish this game out. Not quitting yet, bitch. I'm gonna fight till my death. Oh good, we're at 100. Yeah, just fight like a champion. Hold and hold. That's power of the Ascians.
You get it!
Damn you!
Like the fact that she has enough strength to break his helmet, the lovelies.
Magic with a Garlean body. That's hardly fair.
You're telling me. He is the only one that can still get
Still,
up.
he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Yeah, the bravest. Why does it look like I'm in a World War II trench area? It's like I'm in
Bringer
Stalingrad.
of light. It has been too long.
Hey, and get everybody out of here. About to dab.
No words to mark our reunion? So be it. Equilibrium must be restored. And only your death will redress the balance.
Now here's the prayer. I don't mess this up. Because the first time I ever did this, I died. Actually, no, it might have been the first 2 times I ever did this, I died a lot. I got really angry. I'm saving my best abilities in case of an emergency. Oh, you have any moving abilities? I have the ability to move and fire arrows at you. I'm a wiener. I thought this attack was more dangerous. Oh, there's the danger.
Yeah.
Alright, now I'm kicking your ass. Super attack. It's my best attack at that time. I still forget if he has any attacks that knock you back. That's my main concern right now. I forget. Yeah, you want to stand as close to him as possible because this knockback will really mess you up. See? Told you. Storm. Oh. It'll be fine. That helps him I can execute that. I didn't get hit by it, did I?
Yeah.
Yep, there's the abilities. So wait for it. This. That. Go here. Stop before you got 2 damage. Yeah, because originally when I did this, I didn't do enough damage, so he ended up killing me. It sucked. It really made me angry. I think it happened once or twice because I don't know. Some of you might be looking now and be like, "Well, damn, you have like really good gear." It's like, yeah, but at the time I didn't. Like my gear was probably below the level it needed to be to actually do really well. little bit, just a little bit. There we go, perfect. Yeah, man, show me your abilities. I'm ready to dab on you. Oh. Hit by, damn it. I didn't want to get hit by the spear things. Just enough. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, gotcha. It's best.
Yeah.
Almost got him. You're not as powerful as the actual Steam's already killed my ass. He didn't play games, boy. You're playing games. Although I will say this much, if I do play the leveling Doom Finder later, I just hope I don't run into like anybody that's like being a dick. I just that stuff earlier just irritated me.
Yeah.
Nearly done, nearly done. That ability, and should be almost done. Good.
I see.
Hey. Whoop that ass, boy. Like John Cena, you can't see me, bitch. Can't see me. It's fun when you're on the ground dead. Oh, nope, he's back. Oh, nice, Ingrid.
Your mother chose her champion well.
Hey, where'd everybody go?
Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Still up, bitch.
Please, I beseech you.
Goddamn voice. Bad timing.
Someone calls to you. Too late, alas.
Oh no. Where the hell are we? I like this place. It's got blue things. Oh, this must be what Jesus is like.
At last, I found you. Please, there's no cause for alarm. Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength.
You have to send me back now? I say, who are you?
I'm afraid such questions will have to wait. We have precious little time, and your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates. And the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
The first? Oh, we're alive. Yay, I didn't die. Lost my ears. Nope, nope, you're still there. Imagine coming back, your character had no ears. That'd be a meme. I can't hear you. Hey, look, Sir Emmerich.
You're awake. Thank heavens.
What happened? Where's Xenos? I'm just gonna say what happened. I'm not really worried about Xenos.
Do you recall the confrontation with Xenos? You were the first to come to the aid of Mistress Lys and the others on the front line. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our Eorzeans. Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont.
There's only one guy that can kick his ass.
Estinian never was one for emotional farewells.
No, he was not. But if there's one person I can trust that can kick Elidibus's ass, it's probably him.
Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial court.
Scarlet and unrest.
This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight.
They can't afford to. Unrest at home means you can lose.
A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times.
Is Eorzea alright? What are the Scions? I'll ask about the whole Scions. Much as we worry about Eorzea, I think the rest of the Scions will get to know. We woke up, maybe they did.
Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke.
You mean if I awoke?
A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
I feel like it's fitting that Ishgard's the ones that took you in. It's pretty neat. It's like if it wasn't the Flame, it wasn't Ulda, it wasn't Gridania, it wasn't Lemons. You think maybe they would connect that because it's where your character started, but it's like Ishgard's kind of a neat one. Well, this is most unexpected surprise. I thought you can find the bed. Ah, look, Lord Fortom. I heard that you had collapsed in the field battle. I confess I feared the worst, but with you standing here before me, I see now that the reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank the Fury. That damn voice. As long as we have you, Mr. Zhed, history suggests we have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you may be surprised to hear that the war's effects can already be felt even here in Ishgard. Anticipation of a need for reinforcements. Oh look, Lord Artie will soon be departing for the front lines with a contingent of our finest knights. I would advise you to stay until your strength returns, but I know it would be exercise in futility. Indeed, I expect you've already decided on your next destination. Dark days lie ahead, of that I have no doubt, but the light of hope shall ever guide our steps so long as we have the will to press onward. Press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. Yeah, I think out of everybody, I think he is happy that dead. You know that you will ever be welcome to House Fortoms. Now away with you, dare not keep you any longer. See, he's like one of the ones you would assume that'd be willing to, like he would suffer if his character passed away. I think he already lost Lord Horsefont, one of his sons. I think he sees your character, maybe as a daughter, along with Alize, maybe even Tataru, because you interacted so much in Heaven's Ward. So, that or if you have a male character, son, you know, that way. So it's like, it's a real cool connection. What made Heaven's Ward really cool? So I'm kind of glad we go back to Ishgard out of all the places. Also, if I have to do a jump cut, just to give you a warning ahead of time during the cutscene, there might be a jump cut. I don't know if it'll spawn me in a certain spot where everybody's seeable in part 5.4. Hey look, it's Tataru. She's gonna be so happy. Or sad. Whatever comes first. I'm back.
By the 12! I don't believe it!
I'm awake.
I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on?
Some idiot's trying to call us, everybody else got called, I got called too, but then I came back. It's like Jesus when he's on that cross. God damn it, Jesus.
Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful. And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him.
I bet Alize
Sir
wants to
Emmerich said
kill
the
him.
fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he?
Oh my god, I bet Alize wanted to kill him. Well, he's not dead, so...
But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back? Thancred, Yestola, Eorzeans, Alphino, Alize. You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own. Do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home. As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut? There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid, and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
Let's do it. Meanwhile, again, in the Imperial Palace, Jesus says a prayer. Dad or the Emperor is really pissed. That Emperor's pissed. Nice throne. Why you burn it like Game of Thrones did at the ending? That was a perfect example of how that show freaking felt at the end. I hated it.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time.
I'm trying to... wait a minute. I'm trying to sit there and think about this. His son's possessed by a demon or his son is a demon? Because both are true.
But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. She will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
Oh, crap. No, no. Look at my little mouse cursor. Ah, get out. That ended Stormblood? Maybe? No. Here, I'm gonna hide over here. No. Ah! You'll be right. And to celebrate your turn, I made you this, a brand new traveling outfit. I hope it fits. Wait. I hope it does fit. Oh, now's not time for measurements. I must go and speak with the researchers. Square Enix, fine. You go and rest while we track down that beacon. I'm going to point up because bad things might show up. I'm alive! Oh my god, the burning wreck. Hey look, Mr. Samurai Man. Hi, Mr. Samurai Man. Oh no. Well, you can tell that's Xenos. Only he has eyes like
enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Oh my god, you know it would be more terrifying than Stidian saving us? Xenos saving us. Oh no, that would have been freaking terrifying. That would actually be cool. Stidian saving us is one thing. Xenos coming in and kicking his ass would have been hilarious. Sir, I would not mess with him.
Bloody savages!
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Even in his other body, he'd still kick. Yeah, he's still kicking your ass.
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
Xenos play no games. Hey, look, I'm back. Ah, business casual. Very good. Very good. Is this business casual? Sort of casual. I don't. Yeah, this actually wouldn't look. This would actually look pretty cool without the tie. Also, if anybody doesn't know the Crystal Tower thing, I might do the story of the Crystal Tower. I might. I freaking might. I have bad recollection of this thing, and something in my brain is giving me a warning. In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. Jesus. And feel the tranquil light, sow you seeds of darkness. I was born in the darkness. Yes, as you guys clearly see, I tilted that perfectly. All you know is Kral's here, and Tatara's here. Otherwise, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. You guys get to watch that and listen to me talk to myself. So I'm freaking pleased as all hell that I didn't have to do anything. Well, that's the thing. That is the end of Stormblood. Now to give my record of thoughts on this. I really like Stormblood. Overall story, strong 8. Strong 8. We voted 6, 7, and a strong 8 for this. Part 1. I like it. I like the idea of, if I remember correctly, we actually start out, if my memory serves correctly, we start out being able to fight and head straight into Alamigo. I like the idea of that. I like the idea that when we're there, we try to form alliances, and then you suffer very tough loss against Xenos. My only question I have in it is the fact that we break Xenos' sword as we get to go through Rogue's Reach and then the impending attack. I wish your character would have suffered some type of injury. That would have actually been more interesting besides just taking a hit and then randomly being healed. They have Y'shtola take a freaking blade to the chest, and she has no excess damage. I have mixed feelings on part 1. Still like it, but there's a couple like little tropey things that make it kind of stupid, which is Stola takes a hit, gets saved, perfectly fine. Our character gets hit, we're 100% fine. We're able to get up and actually move. It's still pretty interesting. Nonetheless, I still enjoy the living hell out of it, all the way up into like part 2. Like part 2 is when I started having a lot more fun. I like the idea of going in. I like getting into the east. That's like my favorite part. Like the pirates with the Confederacy, very interesting. I like the idea of like having this band of pirates because it's reminiscent of Eorzea. Because you have this one band, this one group of pirates that are still alive and still roaming around in the seas and they control the waters. And it gives you this naval force that you need. Because you always need a naval force. Naval force always comes in handy. Leminza is Eorzea's, so it's pretty cool. So they build a similar alliance scheme with Doma, the Confederacy, and then some of her outlying provinces. And the Blue Kojin, and then the Zayla. All cool stuff. I really like it. Again, I like the idea of being able to find Lord Hien. I like his character. His character's really cool. He seems very humble, very young, but again, it comes off when he needs to be. He is very serious. It's actually really cool. Kugane, meeting Hancock. If I remember right, Realm Reborn, you do meet Hancock if you're an Oda. If you make a new character, I think. I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm right on that. I think I did make a character to go through. Actually, this character might have been the one that did it. And then I switched to Bard and had more fun. I actually don't remember, to be honest. The idea of having Gozetsu, I like having Gozetsu throughout this entire section, especially this one. Like I like messing around with his character. He seems like he's a lot of fun. Yugiri, get to meet her parents and everything, and learn that she left because she put her trust in Lord Hien and became a very trusted member of his team. Pretty much one of his most loyal, besides Gozetsu, followers that like stayed with him throughout. Because it really gives you a better idea of how she is. Because I forget which one it is. I forget if it's part 4, no, it's between 3 and 5 is when the refugees from Doma come in. So it's like between these. I forget which one it was, but you get an idea and get introduced to them, but you don't really know too much about them. But again, like I said, I like Kugane. I love the music throughout the game for being in Doma in the Far East. I love the music. It's very calming, very relaxing. I like that Asian feel. Everything's a lot of fun. I mean, I have no complaints. I just really like it. The reason I give it an 8 is, like, you gotta remember, like, to rate a game, I kind of follow what Angry Joe does, like, because I like his opinion on it. 5 is average. If it's above 5, it's still good. It doesn't need to be 10. 10 has to be 100% perfect with no fatal flaws in it. There's flaws in the story a little bit, like character getting hit, being fine, everybody. You don't lose any of your members. Even when Krau gets captured, again, you don't lose her. You get her back, no problems. Things like that. I don't know if there's too much I didn't like. It's like that, the Zayla, you find this very strong tribe of warriors that don't give a damn about the mechanizations that Garlemald has. Garlemald doesn't have anything that can really hurt them. It's a weird group of things. They're just really OP. They use the one scout guy as like a main antagonist besides Yotsu. Yotsu's character is very interesting to me. In terms of story, like, you get small bits to understand. She hates Adomans, but the reason she hates him, she has a legitimate reason, whether you like it or not. She's Doman. Her parents treated her like crap. Didn't even seem like they wanted her as a daughter. Like, I can understand where she harbors very huge amounts of distrust. Every time she's gone to another group that's Doman, they've treated her horribly, sold her off, stuff like that. I mean, it's really sad to sit there and see it like that, so you can understand where that pain's at. And she's seen the Empire, and the Empire's the only one that didn't treat her like that. Even Lord Xenos, I mean, yeah, he's gonna kill you if you screw with him, but show loyalty, do what you're told. I mean, you don't care. The Zayla is also a fun one with the Azim Step. I found like when you get captured, or after you meet Sirena and you talk to Lord Manai or Little Sun, as he was getting referred to, his character is really weird. Like, he seems like he will really kick your ass if you piss him off, but at the same time, like, he's so weird because he keeps trying to find somebody to like be with. Like, it's such a weird thing. And that's the other thing I enjoyed with it. Like, I like the fact that they, like, if you have a male character, I don't know how the male character would work, but I like the fact that, like, if you have a female character, you see the one guy, he's like, I don't want women, I just want a guy, I want he in. You can have Lise. And he doesn't really see your character as somebody he wants to be with. He just sees your character as, like, an unstoppable force, but you're controlled. Lise, on the other hand, hasn't controlled herself. Which is 100% factual, since we've seen her punch Elidibus in Xenos' body and broke that helmet. I don't even think we did that. All we did was break a piece of horn off. She actually broke the freaking helmet. Really funny. I like the whole build-up, although I feel like it was a little too easy, like getting in there and actually securing Doma back after like we got the Zalo on our side. I do like the idea that like we get to fight in the Modom. I think that's how you call it. And that was Rodom. That was actually pretty cool, but I felt like it was like too easy. Like, the idea behind it is easy. The concept's actually really neat, but I don't know. I felt like it was a little too easy in my opinion. Like, it was just to fight through what, 2 waves of enemies, go there, fight a wave of enemies, kill both guys, done, captured, done, finished. Everybody listens to you. That when you go to actually fight for Doma Castle, like, Yotsu has nobody guarding anything. It's so easy. Like, the whole plan goes off without a hitch. It would have been more fun for hitches to occur, but at the same time, I think Square Enix might have been limited on how much time they could have did it, so they had to basically let it go off without a hitch. Don't blame them, it's still cool, but, you know, no plan is perfect, whether you want it to be or not. With so many Imperials and Yotsu there, you figured you would have had a lot of, like, backup plans installed. Which is very surprising in my opinion. But again, I don't have an overall problem with that. I still enjoyed it. I still had fun. I love Stormblood. Part 1 and Part 2 was a lot of fun. Roger's Reach, getting to sit there and interact with everybody. Eventually heading back to Alamigo and then freeing it. That is another issue I had. I don't know if I exactly liked all of that. It felt like we got Alamigo too easily. Like we got the group together and lost the Xenos. Then we left. Then they had enough reinforcements and replacements in there that we had to fight again, and we captured a bridge easily, no problems. Minor issues occurred. And then the entire Imperial force routes because they think the bridge got captured. My only question is this. Our people were at the bridge. The Imperial forces retreated. The bridge is the only way to get from one side to the other, as far as we understand it, unless they use mech. So all the Imperial forces retreated, went back to the bridge, I would assume, because that's where I would have went. They would have noticed there's not too many people there in resistance, and as long as Fordola and some of the skulls would have stayed there, they probably would have kicked all our asses. But they didn't. Surprisingly enough. Then they fall back. We capture city after a couple of the cities, make it to one of their towers, and then they shoot it. Now, I'm okay with that. I'm like, that's pretty interesting. We lose people as a result, but nothing, you know, it's expected. Somebody was going to die there. Now, could that have been used as an excuse to maybe hurt Lise or somebody else? I don't know. It could have been more interesting. But it makes sense. They still killed off an important character. And I still enjoyed it nonetheless. That Stinian just coming in randomly and just destroying the gun long enough for us to realize it's broken and then go through and capture it. I can believe Estinian doing that. Estinian would kick that ass. Now, would he stay there and tell us? I would assume he would, but he didn't. And we only found out because we scouted. So I don't know what Estinian would have did if we didn't know. and then we didn't secure it. Like, what the hell would we have done? Had the gun back operational, start firing it like mad, killing everything, but they didn't. The fight until Xenos, I love going through Alamigo, fighting up into the keep. That was amazing. Fighting Xenos there at that end point was pretty cool too, because you finally get onto an even level playing field, and it was a lot of fun. Oh, but I do remember that's the other thing I don't know if I liked about Doma too much. It seems weird that we only got one town with us, and that was it. Those are the only supporters we got in that. Again, one town with a small group of people, I seriously doubt could pull off enough of an offensive. Again, really weird. Now, they did say they captured other people from other little villages, but it's like we never went to those villages. There's only 3 near us, and then some of the outlying province somewhere on the shores. And I think even then there's only like 1 or 2. So again, it's very limited. Besides the Confederacy, I do like the idea that he was able to capture the one dragon that Ilberd brought in, because it could let you get a conclusion fight with that. Because at the end of Heaven's Ward, we probably never would have beat that boss because we were too low level. 10 levels later, though, we were able to fight it. And with Xenos even in control of it, we defeated it. Again, not the hardest boss I've ever fought. It's pretty down there, simple. But I'm okay with it. Part 3, after we win. Although I will say the conclusion with the song and everybody singing at the end, very entertaining. Love that. Part 3, I don't know if I'm a big fan that they brought both Gazetsu and Yotsuyu back. I think like Gozetsu's too injured, he's not going to be able to do anything, right? Yotsuyu, entire memory's gone. She's not realizing that who she is anymore. Besides that, we get Fordolo. We try to... I guess it's not really you're trying to beat her anymore. It's really trying to get some reconciliation to make her admit that... or at least have a better understanding of what the pain she went through. Like, with her new abilities because of Xenos and the research experiment that went on, she relives everybody else's memories through the Echo like we do, except she has no control. Even we don't have that much control, but ours is more limited in focus. Hers didn't stop. So it's really weird in that aspect. So it made her less hostile and I think more understanding. And she came to the conclusion that her actions had seriously bad consequences. And it hurt a lot of people. And I think it finally brought up a sense of reality, and she started to, I guess, feel heavy remorse for what the actions she did. Again, pretty interesting, and I liked it. Although what was it that, I forget the name of it, the, snake people. Yeah. Kaliana? Yeah, I think it's Kaliana. I don't know if I like the idea that we beat them in part 2, when we captured after the bridge bit, and Nago and them. I don't know if I like the idea that they suddenly come up to you, and nobody in the group thought, hey, some of the frickin' people, guards on our side might be, controlled by them, and crystals, yeah. Again, I think they use Fordolo well, but at the same time, it makes me very questionable. That they brought out a new ability for our characters to use, which was, before we couldn't really stop the, any of the icons from, taking other people, controlling them, like making them into their followers. This time around, our character is able to stop it by putting their hand out and using some type of, I'm assuming the power given to us by Hydaelyn, to stop it from affecting different people. I don't know if I like that. I wish we had that to begin with, instead of just randomly getting attacked by different icons through, like, all of this. And then they realize, oh crap, we can't do anything to you. It's like, yeah, bro, you can't. Actually, even in Heaven's Ward, we didn't have that issue. I mean, there's so much to have fun with. Lakshmi's, I like her music too. It's very unique. I find it to be really cool too. But you do get to interact with different members of your group. Like, was it Armvold? Armvold? I could be butchering it. It'll be guy in silver armor, whitish armor, gray hair, scar on his face. Him. I think it's Armvold. I could be wrong. I could be butchering it. I apologize ahead of time. It's hard for me to remember every single freaking character's name in this game. Especially if I haven't interacted with them for a while. We haven't really interacted with them since part 3, and I'm going through part 4, and I was like, I followed part 4 that badly because I love it. I like the idea of finding money for Alamigo to use. Again, that's before we get into all the Fandola stuff, but a little bit of fun, a little bit of difference in there. Then you get Alphino in there, surprisingly. Figured it'd be Alizé between all of them. But Alphino's the smart one of the group, so it really wouldn't surprise me. Trying to think if there's anything else. Gotu turning it to Totsuyu. I could be butchering that again. I guess it makes you more humble of Gizetsu and realizing that he's this big fun guy who's willing to fight. But he's somebody who suffered a lot of pain over the ages of his life. As he had put it, he lost his daughter and his wife during the rebellion. He's lost everything. He lost his lord, and he thought he lost Lord Hien. But in the end, Lord Hien lived, and he hadn't been able to see him. So I think Lord Hien's like the son that he never got to have, and he's concerned with him. But Suyu, Suyu? I'm gonna butcher that name forever. He's like the daughter that he sees. I don't know if his daughter acted 100% that way, but I think he has a feeling of past remorse. He wasn't able to save his daughter, and he's hoping he can keep her alive, because it may be able to correct the thing that he wasn't able to save before. And then when he loses her because she goes back to Yotsuyu, you can see how badly it affected him. And in the end, he goes on a pilgrimage and decides to spend his remaining days wishing peace, praying for others. It's a nice ending. Yotsuyu, I feel like, had a really good redemption bit. Yes, she went back to evil, she kills her parents, but at the same time, you understand the pain that she went through. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's bad, but you understand why. And even in the end, you can sit there and see that being with Gozetsu when her memories weren't there had a very deep impact on her. She actually started to... It had an impact with her personality, so much so that she actually, towards being an icon, she still had memories of Gozetsu trying to save her from Lord Zenos, which is actually really cool. Because you can tell Gozetsu actually had an impact on her. So if there's anything to be happy with, I wish you could tell Gozetsu that is, he did have an impact on her. He was probably one of the only Domans, even though they were supposedly enemies, his kindness, his generosity still had an impact on her. And I think if anything, if he knew that, I think it'd be even more appreciated. Because he can realize that even though I couldn't save her, I still was able to change how she felt, which is still a good thing. It's really cool and awesome to think about. Part 4, though, I do love it. It's short. It definitely feels short. Overall, it doesn't go as fast. It goes faster than you would think. Especially after you pick up where Thancred collapses at. Like, the game just flies by. We lose Thancred. We go to the Rising Stones. Y'shtola collapses. Oriange collapses. All we know is his voice keeps affecting us, and nobody knows what to do. I find it even more interesting before that happens. Lord Hien comes up with this great idea of forming an Eastern alliance similar to Eorzea. He secures the alliance of the Confederacy, of course, gets his navy. Damascus, which was one of the nations that got destroyed as a result of its uprising, but it ended up hurting the Garleans even more so than them. They can reclaim their homeland. Garlemald can't secure a fueling center anymore, so it's even better. I like the idea that Alphino kind of stayed with Gaius. Gaius you learned more about, especially if you forgot who he was in Realm Reborn. I wish they could have got a little bit more into how he survived. Besides just saying, yeah, well, in the middle of it, I just, was able to walk away, and I'm fine. It's like, no, you probably got severely injured and somehow got fined. They don't explain how he meets those other two mercenaries. Like, are they same people who also got affected by Ascians? Are they people that he just met on his journey and they're willing to help him? Like, they don't explain it that well. Are they former freaking Imperials that just wanted out? I mean, that's the question. They don't really get into that. I mean, I kind of like the idea that they let Alisaie be one of the ones that lasted for a while. You didn't get too many interactions with her, like all Realm Reborn, Thancred, Lys. Papalima died, so I can't really say that. Stola, everybody, you interacted with them through there. Heaven's Word for the most part, you didn't interact with Lys or Alisaie. Part 4 of Stormblood is when you did, or Heaven's Word. And then through this one, you had some interactions between her and Lys, but I kind of like the idea that she was the last one to go. Although it doesn't really explain where Gaius was able to get that freaking Garlean airship and was able to travel to through the burn. That, and I don't really like the idea of that stupid that Allig shield generator. I think I made mention of it in a past Stormblood episode. I definitely did. It doesn't really specify how wide it is, and it doesn't really specify how tall it is. It just says how tall it can be. But they don't take into effect the fact that the Garleans can literally probably come up with a tech that lets them fly even higher than what the wall is able to do it. Then they don't explain how long the wall can sit up for. Like, the moment it goes down, Garleans are going to storm across. I mean, but I guess it comes down to how long are they willing to sit out in the burn to risk it. Good point on itself. You don't have any resources, no food, no water. You'd have to fly in at the perfect timing, so unless it falls to sabotage, there's nothing you can really do. I do like the fact that it makes you feel pretty helpless in this Part 4. You can't do anything to help Thancred. You can't keep Stola and Urianger safe. I like the idea that they try to make it seem like everybody got affected by it. Like you think something was going to happen to Alisaie, but instead it's Alphen who got affected. Although I feel it was really weird to have this giant gap between, like, Alisaie finally, like, losing her compared to Alphen. Like, there was a pretty big gap. There's at least 1 or 2 episodes in between both of them that we got through. Besides that, I do like the fact they try to keep using it then after, like, Alisaie falls on your character. Although, again, it's another one of those tropes. It's like your character's suffering, can't do anything, you're incapacitated. Elidibus and Xenos' body's about to kill you, but then you get saved by a Stinian. Again. It's like, why is this Stinian there? Where has he been this whole time? You have no discussions with it. But even then, I like the idea that he saves you and then you go back to Ishgard. I love being in Ishgard. It's really cool. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to get into. I think that's about it. There's probably stuff that I'm missing. I might have overlooked. Stuff like that. I kind of flew through this one. Again, I still love it. Even though I may not remember every ounce of detail. Like Realm Reborn, I remembered a good chunk. Heaven's Word, I remember good chunks. Stormblood, I've only beaten it 3 times. Heaven's Word I didn't really beat, but I had my memories mixed between Realm Reborn and mixing Heaven Word together, so like my memory was pretty good on these ones. Sort of. Stormblood is more recent for me, so my memory is pretty good. It's just I might be overlooking some things and flying through it just because I'm trying to get this damn ending. So I think if I remember right, I started this almost around 8:30? So we have almost, it must have been around 8. We might be in an hour-long episode. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the hour-long special. But as I said, I think I will give, as I said at the beginning of this before we started, I'm definitely giving Stormblood a good strong 8. It's a very fun, very enjoyable. I love it. The next one we finally get into is going to be Shadowbringers, Part 1. So it says, Alamigo is at last free from Imperial rule. That liberty may prove fleeting as the Empire moves to both reclaim this bloodied nation and subjugate all of Eorzea. In their hour of need, however, they cannot turn to the Warrior of Light nor to the Scions who yet slumber, their souls adrift. The realm is left to struggle without its saviors, for they have been beckoned beyond time and space beckoned, as that mysterious figure said, to the first. So, when we come back, everybody, that is what we are going to start. Shadowbringers, Part 1. Again, I might not remember every single dungeon, I might not remember every single trial, but I really, really like Shadowbringers. It's probably the most character-focused one out of all of them, and that's sort of what makes me like Shadowbringers more. Like, Realm Reborn is like your character's building up, but there's not too much focus on your character. Everybody interacts with them, but it's not too much. Heaven's Ward is an improvement. That's why I give it a 7. There's some more character interaction. Stormblood, again, it's somewhat... There is some character choices and interaction, but it doesn't feel like it has an overall impact. It does a little bit, but there's like nothing really focusing in on your character as much, like their feelings, anything. Shadowbringers, though, I really love. I really like it, and I really enjoy it. So, with that, guys, all I have to do is say this. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. When we come back, ladies and gents, more Final Fantasy XIV and Shadowbringers will start. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.